to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. Mr. Moriarty will be absent tonight. I do have minutes from the regular session for September 2nd.
Mr. Chair, I make a motion that we accept the minutes of the regular session of Wednesday, September 2nd, 2015 is printed.
Okay. That's a motion.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. McGahey. All those in favor? Thank you.
You get it.
And I have the minutes from the regular session of Wednesday, September 9th.
Mr. Chair, I'd also like to make a motion to accept the minutes of the regular session Wednesday, September 9th, 2015 is printed.
Second.
Okay. Very good. Chief Smith, we have one of the items on this was the addiction epidemic. So I don't know if you have any for your report. Nothing new. Okay. Great. So we have a motion. It's seconded. All those in favor? All right. Thank you. Okay. Do you want to do town administrator report, and then I'll read the notices?
Yep. The only correspondence we got is the one that's in your package from the attorneys regarding the Highland Plaza, and that's ongoing. We're still looking into that and trying to come up with a solution, working with them. As far as I'll go into the 115 Union Street. We've been doing some calculations on the amount of police effort that has taken place down there, which is rather sizable. That is in court. We're just waiting for a court date, so hopefully that'll be resolved, and spoke with the treasurer today to see where the property stands. So we're looking at it from a number of different fronts. Obviously people in that area are getting a little frustrated, but it's in process, and it is being worked on. I will defer to the open issues, and Mr. Chair, if you want to do the announcements.
Okay. Great, thank you. Do we have any citizens' concerns this evening? No? Great. I do want to recognize the Holbrook Historical Society. They will have a sponsored fundraiser at the Chateau Restaurant. This is the one that's in Braintree. On Thursday, October 22nd, if you bring the fundraising ticket below, it's a two-part form. You can enjoy dinner or takeout from the Chateau Restaurant, and while paying the check, the Chateau will contribute 20% to the Holbrook Historical Society. So please help support the Historical Society and a local business who serves fantastic food. We also have the Town Forest Harvest Hike, which is Saturday, October 17th from 2 to 3:30. This is meeting at the Sodergren McKay entrance to the Town Forest, which is on Park Drive, just off of Forest Road. Please bring bug spray, water, a snack. This is sponsored by the Holbrook Town Forest Committee, Holbrook Friends of the Forest. For more information, you can go to the town website, holbrookma.gov. And on the 15th of this month, here at Town Hall, the Town Forest, Friends of the Town Forest, will be transforming clean, empty water jugs. Those are the disposable types, and they'll be using them or transforming them into lanterns, and those will be used on the 23rd. So on the 15th, they'll be actually creating all the lanterns, and on the 23rd is the walk. Again, another event sponsored by the Holbrook Town Forest, and it is an annual event. We also, next week at this meeting, will be we'll be very happy to dedicate this new meeting room in honor of a former selectman. Noel King was a selectman here in Holbrook when he was drafted into the Army during World War II. He trained and served with a group of Holbrook soldiers and opted to remain with them even though he was eligible to be discharged. Noel was a beloved local leader and a well-respected athlete and coach and mentor to many Holbrook young men. He was injured at the Battle of Guadalcanal and died from those injuries. So we do have a board that was, or a committee that was working on this event. So Mr. McGahey, if you just want to speak briefly on the progress so far.
Well, we have a very small committee, but co-chaired by two great people, Ellen Walsh and Bob McKenna. And we have things lined up. Kevin has got the color guard from Norfolk County.
Great.
Invited all the local politicians, reps, senator, sheriff. We are inviting all living selectmen, and there are about 20, I think, that would be coming. They've been invited, the veterans group, and you're going to have coffee and a couple small snacks afterwards, and things are looking good.
Okay. So what do we have as far as naming, or is it a plaque?
I think Eddie is the man in charge of that. You have audited, right?
Yeah, we've gone to a local vendor that is doing some design drawings for the actual room plaque itself. We have been...
Will that be wood, or would it be?
It'll be wood, but and this is just a concept, but to put it up over the middle window so that anybody that enters the room will know right away that they're in the Noel King meeting room, Selectman Noel King meeting room. But it will be large enough, but done nicely. He's going to do a couple of concept drawings that will run by the committee. The other part of it is the Holbrook Sun article that we had reproduced. We're going to get that matted and then match the frame that's in the former Selectmen's meeting room. And we again, looking at locations, today, Margie and I looked probably at the back of the room where people would tend to read it and look at it and understand, what the, the reasoning behind this and to learn more about Noel King.
So it would be on either side of the...
On either side of the
wall
land.
sconce there?
Yeah,
Okay.
because I think that would be the most visible and the most...
Sure.
And possibly look at a sign for the bottom of the stairs that would indicate the Noel C. King meeting rooms on the second floor, so.
Great.
So we're working on those. We should, put a push on them too, so.
So I would assume that our meeting would be fairly short in nature on the 28th.
But there's a hearing at 7:10, that's the only thing.
7:10, okay.
Whatever we do before that, we'll try to squeeze everything in those 10 minutes, do the hearing, and then,
And then do a formal dedication.
yeah. And the hearing's a routine, somewhat routine, so.
Okay. So potentially by 7:30 or so, we would be able to
Yeah.
have that.
Yeah, and we're
dedication
trying to
ceremony.
figure out how many people may come, because we may want to move some of the take some of the chairs out and
Okay.
rearrange it, add some more seating and things of that nature, so.
Okay. All right, good. So if you wouldn't mind, when we get the renderings, to certainly shoot it to our board as well as the committee that's working on the small details here. Is there any idea on a speaking program?
We do. Ellen is going to read the bio.
Okay.
Tim will probably participate. We thought maybe you making an introduction.
Okay.
We're having a final meeting next Thursday night,
Okay.
if you wish to come or anyone else wishes to
What
come.
time is that?
And we have a couple other things
What time?
planned. 7.
7.
Downstairs, the old selectmen's room, downstairs.
Okay, great. Excellent. All right, well, that's a good update. I like the direction it's heading. So that's very good. Mr. Sheehan, you have a couple of motions to complete old business?
Yes, under old business, we brought up before about the crack sealing for the new roads that we just finished, and I'd like to make a motion that I move that the Board of Selectmen award a bid for the crack seal improvement project to the low bidder, Superior Seal Coat, for the bid amount of $49,044 as per recommendation of Public Works Superintendent Ben Ecord.
Okay, great. And so these bids were opened on the 13th. We had another bid for $65,257, and a third bid for $71,125, so substantially lower. That's great news, great savings, okay. Great, so we have a motion.
Second.
All those in favor? Thank you.
And also, under old business, we have a citizen at large for the Capital Improvement Planning Committee appointment, and I make a motion. I move that the Board of Selectmen appoint Mr. Michael Fleming to the Capital Improvement Planning Committee to fill a vacant citizen at large position with a term to expire of June 30th, 2016.
Second.
So moved. All those in favor? Great, thank you very much. All right, do we have any other open status on open issues?
The only, we have continued correspondence with Attorney Silverstein on the surrounding community. We were designated a surrounding community, which was a good position for us. He did have some preliminary numbers that he called on the other day. He's going to work on them a little bit more. I would anticipate by the 28th, we'll probably have something that we could either agree to, or I don't think there's any urgency if we can't fit it in that night, but we're getting close on that. 227 Plymouth Street, the old school administration building. The former bidder has come back again, and Public Works has done some work to it, shored up the steps, and we've cleaned the inside, and we're just waiting for them to have their finance person look at it, so hopefully that'll move forward. And those are the only two other issues that are open at the moment.
Okay, great. All right, so we do have a swearing in of Police Officer Joe Salvucci to a provisional promotion to sergeant. So Officer Salvucci. We did this appointment last week, right? So we don't have to vote on it? Okay. I like how I asked, though.
It's already been approved, it's just,
This is a swearing in now, okay. Right, and so just to be clear, so this is a provisional promotion to allow the department to continue to function while we search the selective service test, okay. And that should be in place by?
You talked to them, I called civil service, they hope to certify the examination within 60 days.
60 days, okay, so that puts us, right around January then. And then we would take the list, once the list is in our possession, how long does that, what's the process from there?
Just go to the board and vote to appoint.
Okay, great, excellent.
would you raise your right hand and repeat after me? I, Sergeant Joseph E. Salvucci,
I, Sergeant Joseph E. Salvucci,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
and affirm
and affirm
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge and perform
all duties
incumbent upon me
as a sergeant
of the Holbrook Police Department,
of the Holbrook Police Department,
according to the best of my abilities
according to the best of my abilities
and understanding,
and understanding,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of
of the laws of the Commonwealth
and the bylaws of the Town of Holbrook.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I, Sergeant Joseph E. Salvucci,
I, Sergeant Joseph E. Salvucci,
do solemnly swear
that I will bear
true faith and allegiance
true faith and allegiance
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts,
and will support the Constitution thereof,
and will support the Constitution thereof.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. 36 in January. So,
So I do appreciate Sergeant Salvucci putting his retirement on hold. You know how that goes.
I do.
And thanks again for your 37 years of service.
Sarge, you want to introduce your wife, or no?
my wife Linda is here with me tonight.
Get a picture of,
All right, I suppose.
congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, Sergeant. Okay, so next order of business is to authorize the chairman to execute the Norfolk County Agricultural Schools in-county tuition purchase order for 18 students for 2015-2016 school year, subject to appropriation. So this is the tuition that we pay for each of our residents to attend the school. It's an annual thing. So we vote on this now, and that's subject to appropriation. Is this part of the school committee's budget?
There's a line item, but it is for this.
Not for this, because this would be the first year it would actually be in our budget. We
Okay.
did all the negotiating and all that.
This was the issue that was going into
Into
litigation, you know,
summer, yes, okay.
and the town accountant and the finance committee chair attended a meeting and worked out a settlement, and then money was transferred and paid. But there was no money allocated through town meeting, because this was in June that took place, and town meeting had already taken place, so we weren't able to secure the money. But it looks like there's only one student from the 9th grade, so I would assume this number would be less than what it was given last year.
Past.
So.
Okay. All right, so this is, the total number is $33,624, and this will be voted on in the Springtown meeting? Okay, great. So I'll entertain a vote to authorize myself to execute the agreement with Norfolk County Agricultural School.
Second.
Okay, we have motion and seconded. All those in favor? Great. Thank you very much. Okay, so it's this time of month again, where we vote to extend the employment agreement between the Board of Selectmen and the interim town administrator, and this will be the last time, hopefully.
If everything goes well,
If
right?
everything goes as planned. So this agreement would be through November 4th. So if I could move to extend the employment agreement between the Board of Selectmen and the interim town administrator, Eddie O'Brien, through November 4th, 2015.
So moved.
A motion is made and seconded. All those in favor? Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We have a vote to award the winter salt bid to Eastern Minerals. Ben here? Ben, do you want to just take us through this?
Every year we belong to a salt consortium with the surrounding towns, and the bid that came out was, the lower bid would be Eastern Mineral with $65.80 a ton for solar salt delivered.
Okay, and how does that compare with in years past?
Well, it's gone up. It's 3 years, it's $3 more a ton this year.
Okay,
And when I took over in 2013, it was $47 a ton, so it keeps climbing every year.
going north, yeah.
That's the same company, isn't it, that we use?
Yeah,
Okay, great. And where is Eastern Minerals from? What town?
Chelsea.
Chelsea. So I'll make a motion to accept the winter salt bid from Eastern Minerals of Chelsea, Massachusetts for solar salt at the rate of $65.80 per ton delivered for the period ending June 30th, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
And we have a motion that's seconded. All those in favor?
Thank you.
How many tons are we expected to buy? I know you don't have your crystal ball, but
It's not gonna snow or get cold.
You start off with 100 ton.
100 ton, and then we can reorder at that same rate through
Hopefully.
the
Last year was tough because of all the snow. We had to send trucks in ourselves to bring the salt out.
Okay. All right, great. And we have a vote to approve the use of Steve's Auto Repair. Steve Kibbe, owner of Holbrook, for towing on behalf of the Holbrook Police Department. Chief Smith, do you want to speak on this?
We used to have 4 towing companies. Revitalize used to be one of them. They no longer have a driver right now, so they're not towing for us. We used to also have C&M Towing. They were in violation of their contract because they were not towing cars in town. They were towing to a lot outside of town, which was a violation of the contract. We let them go. So now we're down to 2. We just want to add 1 more.
Okay.
And he's been towing for years.
All right. Great, so he's purchased a ramp truck and has provided us with proof of registration.
Yes.
And insurance, and he has a secure lot on Water Street in
Yes.
Holbrook.
Yes.
Okay, great. I move that we accept Chief Smith's recommendation to approve Steve's Auto Repair for towing on behalf of the Holbrook Police Department.
So moved.
Okay, a motion that's seconded. All those in favor? Thank you. Okay, updates from Treasurer Paul?
Hey, I'm still working on the,
I'm not sure. Go ahead.
I was just putting together for the new bond issue coming up for the schools, and I guess there was we had scheduled for the selectmen, the bid was going out November 16th and then November 18th for a bid for the selectmen to sign the awarding bid, but is that still a valid date for a meeting for the selectmen?
As far as I know, do we have this scheduled out through the rest of the year?
We discussed a couple of dates due to Veterans Day and Thanksgiving. We hadn't firmed it up. We threw a couple out. And the 18th, the problem is, the 18th, we believe there's a permanent school building committee, but if, you know, one of those 2 groups could either move theirs back or move it up a half hour or so. Because the 25th is Thanksgiving Eve, and the 11th is Veterans Day, which would have been our 2 meeting dates. So and you know, there's not necessarily to meet the 4th, and the 18th is a permanent school building. So that's the conflict on the 18th, whether we can, Paul has to meet that. He's got some flexibility if there was another date around the 18th, if that didn't work.
Well, I was thinking that maybe because we do have the various conflicts in November, to have November's meetings on a Tuesday. So I'm not sure if you have issues with that. So the 10th and the 24th, which would be a Tuesday. Would that work?
24th will work, yes.
Okay. And it shouldn't be too much of an issue, you know, unless people are traveling for Thanksgiving. And so if there is an issue, we'll come up with it. But as of right now, do you want to? We'll select those dates, and then you'll come back on the 24th.
24th, right,
Yep.
yes.
All right, perfect.
Right.
All right, great. I notice that we have a Boy Scout in the audience. Are you taking notes? Okay. Any questions? All right, Chief McFadden. So at every meeting, what we have is it goes in a similar type of agenda. And the last is for the multiple department heads, you know, the chief of police, the chief of fire, the town treasurer, and the superintendent of public works to give either a recap of the last 2 weeks or any issues that are pressing that we need to be aware of. So this is usually one of the last items of the night. All right, Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening. Brief report this evening. Our newest firefighter paramedic has completed his orientation and is on shift. He's assigned to Group 4. Also, the fire department held their annual open house at the end of Fire Prevention Week. That was this past Saturday, Columbus Day weekend. Weather was great, fairly well attended. And who knows, we may have seen some budding future firefighters visiting and taking a look at the trucks and meeting the personnel.
Can't recruit too early for that. You can't recruit too early.
Agreed. Any questions? No? Very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Chief Smith? So we have a grant we need to approve?
Yes.
Okay. You want to just explain what this is?
I applied for a grant. It's the Spirit of Blue grant. It's a grant for towns that border Brockton and other large cities. The grant was for a G1 Panasonic tough pad tablet, detachable keyboard, and also a 3-year service plan. This tough pad will be used for the motorcycle. It's real rugged. It can be kept in the side compartment and everything. And it's a $4,000 piece of equipment, so it's very nice.
All right, great. So I move that the Board of Selectmen accept the grant from the Spirit of Blue for the purchase of one G1 Panasonic tough pad tablet on behalf of the Holbrook Police Department.
So moved.
Have a motion? Seconded. All those in favor? Great, thank you.
And the recruits finished their FTO program. They start their regular shifts tonight at midnight. They did excellent. They're all set to go, no problems at all. We start with the regular veteran in service, starts the 19th. 2 officers will be going a week to the Academy in Randolph for 3 days to receive their regularly in-service updates. That runs all the way from the 19th till next March.
And what is that? What is the regular in-service? What is that?
They do different topics every year. They do a law update, and they do different topics. Like last year, they did mental illness and...
So it's school, it's classroom?
Yeah, classroom.
Okay.
3 days of classroom at Randolph Academy.
Okay.
And we do the last 2 days firearms and first responder and CPR here at our station.
Okay.
And we also got our 2 new cruisers. They came in this week, so.
Excellent. With the low-profile lights and everything?
Low profile, believe it or not, it's cheaper not to paint the car white because it's charging money to paint the car white.
Yeah.
So it's cheaper. So we want the ghost writing on the side, low profile, save a little money.
Okay.
So it's a very nice car.
Excellent.
It's only
Now-
the sergeant's car, so hopefully it's going to last a lot longer than the other one did.
Now, I know a few years back, I came across something that it was an energy saver because most of the police cars can't be turned off
Right.
without having to reboot the computer and everything else that goes along with it. So therefore, you keep the car
Right.
engaged the entire shift and sometimes for days.
Right.
There's a product that's there it's a battery.
Right.
That would allow an officer to turn off the car, but still keep everything functional. And I'm not sure if you've heard of. I don't know the product.
I looked into it last time. It was kind of
Yeah.
expensive,
Okay.
but
I mean, gas is fairly inexpensive now, but I guess if that starts to go,
right now when we shut our cars off, the only thing that stays on is the computer. The radio actually shuts off with the car now. We're programmed to shut off with the car. The flashlights charge, but that's minimal. But the computer stays on. Really doesn't draw.
so
that
there's a
much.
lot of there's different advancements then
Right.
in the new car. Okay.
It's only difficult if the car sits for more than 2 days. It'll kill the battery. But those cars are never sitting that long.
Okay. And then the cars that they'll replace, what happens to those?
One car was the car that got totaled. That was totaled. We got the money from that. And the other car, the Expedition we had, we traded that in, and we got a good sum of money for that.
Okay. Do we not have a 4x4 in the fleet?
We have 3 of them.
We still have 3. Okay. All right.
The Expedition, we were going to keep it and get rid of the Crown Vic. The Expedition started having problems. It was going to need a valve job. Too much money, so we got rid of it while we could. We got
Okay.
good money for it.
Sure. Okay, great. Excellent. Anything else for Chief Smith? No? Great, thank you. Ben, do you have anything further for us?
Yes. We've started reading our water meters this week. So usually it takes us about 4 or 5 weeks to read the whole town, so we have started that. This Saturday, you can drop off your yard waste between 8 and 12:30 at the old landfill. From what they tell me, we're gonna be paving Quincy Street tomorrow, so it should be all done between Thursday and Friday.
Great, and
Also,
the intersection of Weymouth and Pine,
right, I was just gonna get to
Sycamore.
that. We're waiting
Looks
for-
fantastic. I mean, the work that they did there is...
It looks good.
Is really, really good.
But we're waiting for the proper signage to alert everybody that it's gonna be an active light there. So we're waiting for more signage, and as you approach the intersection coming up Weymouth Street, you can go left now. There's gonna be a light with an arrow. But as you approach it, the wires coming across are blocking the lens. So what they're gonna do is move the mast arm forward, so it's gonna be ahead of these wires. So there'll
Okay.
be no obstruction. So that's gonna happen this week, they tell me, and the light should be activated next week.
So we'll have the pre-warning for a couple days or a week, and then it'll change to green, yellow, red?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
What happens with the surrounding areas? Who cuts, like, the grass? I mean, there's...
Well, we used to cut it anyway, so we'll
Okay.
continue to cut it.
Continue to do that. I mean, there's nothing there yet, but...
It's all loomed right now. I think they're gonna be hydroseeding it. Oh, were they? Yeah, so
Perfect. Great. Excellent.
The sewer extension on Plymouth Street is all set. It is passed, so we're just waiting to give notification to the abutters down there that they'll be able to tie in pretty soon.
Excellent.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman, I think right now that the cars coming up Weymouth from Weymouth have been going as fast, if not faster than ever. It's wide open. They're gonna need some real warning.
Yeah, we need to get the lights activated up there
Yeah.
ASAP, because what's happened now is you've got stop bars up there that are where you would stop if the lights weren't working properly, but they're not working yet, so you've got to inch your way out, so you're almost back to how it used to be there. The water main project is all done, other than there'll be some paving done next spring and summer. But all the new mains have been put in, water services, houses all tied in, so that's a big improvement to the system that we really needed. And that's about all I've got.
Jay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I spoke to Eddie, I think it was yesterday or the day before, and I don't know if he spoke to you, but I'd like to get together with you and Eddie and Conrad and start working on that phase one for the acceptance of the streets.
Yes.
Get that going before.
Actually, I spoke to Conrad a week and a half ago, and he mentioned that.
Okay.
We wanted to get the crack seal bid out first.
Right.
Then we want to concentrate.
Within the
on it.
next week or two, we can sit down and meet.
Right.
We voted on the crack seal bid tonight. When would that be done?
We're gonna wait for the contract, and you guys, either Eddie or somebody will sign, you guys will sign the contract, and
Sure.
then we'll start the work.
Okay, so the hope would be to do it before winter sets in?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay, great. Excellent. Anything else for Superintendent?
Ben, how long is the contract going to take to get back? Because I'm just wondering, like, the time, I know this is time sensitive because of the weather. Is there a way to authorize the chairman to sign off, or the board want me to sign it, or just so that it's, we don't meet for 2 more weeks? Just a thought.
Yeah, no.
'Cause I understand it's time sensitive for the weather.
Eddie signed it.
I would be fine with
Yeah, that's fine.
having the,
Okay.
I mean, what did we vote for specifically, though? Was it voting for us to accept the contract, or for me to sign it?
Award the
Awarded
bid.
the bid.
Awarded, yeah.
We awarded the bid, okay. All right, so I'll make a motion that we allow the town administrator, Eddie O'Brien, to execute the contract to help expedite the work to be done.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion seconded. All those in favor?
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Okay, we have, we're going to adjourn to executive session. We will return to open session. We are discussing strategy and/or conduct contract negotiations with non-union personnel, the newly appointed town administrator. We will return to open session.
Kevin, yes?
Rick, yes.
Matt, yes? Great. Thank you very much. Okay. Great. I want to welcome everyone back to the Board of Selectmen meeting. We're going to return to open session by roll call vote.
Kevin, yes?
Rick, yes.
Matt, yes? Okay, so I appreciate Mr. Gordon working with us to iron out the details of the contract. Before I go into that, I just wanted to read a very nice thank you note from Gregory Enos, who was one of the 4 finalists for the position. And in part, he wanted to congratulate the committee on their selection. In doing his research prior to the interviews, he was aware of Mr. Gordon's skills and accomplishments. However, the brief presentation he gave during the final round proved that he was the most qualified candidate. I believe that Holbrook will be in great hands with Mr. Gordon. Thank you for your time and interest. Sincerely, Gregory Enos. So I think that's it's a nice testimony to you, Tim, and speaks a lot about your experience during the process. Okay, so in terms of the contract, the highlights of this would be a starting date of November 4th, 2015, and a ending date of November 4th, 2018. The starting salary, $128,600, and there would be a 2% increase each year. If Mr. Gordon is able to complete and be certified as a Massachusetts Certified Public Procurement Officer, an MCPPO, which is a very valuable title for municipalities, he would get an additional $2,500 stipend. Terms of vacation would be 20 days, 3 personal days, and the sick leave, this is something that's a departure from typical contracts. There would be no sick leave buyback provision in the contract, which is something that the direction I think the town needs to go in moving forward. So I appreciate Tim's flexibility with honoring that provision in his contract. Because he's a lieutenant colonel in the Air National Guard, we will provide military leave for him to do his 10 days of military service, and he would get all of the other amenities afforded to other town employees. So the contract is agreeable with Mr. Gordon, and I guess we'll go on a roll call vote. Mr. Sheehan, do you approve of the contract?
Kevin, yes?
Rick, yes.
Okay, and I do as well. So that's a unanimous ratification of the draft that we have in front of us. So we will have the contract executed with Eddie, and then we'll see you in November to start work.
So I just want to thank the board again. I appreciate the vote of confidence, and I'm, really looking forward to getting started at the beginning of November.
Excellent. Great wishes. Okay, so we'll adjourn the board meeting of Wednesday, October 14th. All those in favor? Thank you very much. Appreciate it.